London Reels, Way Better Idea, sponsored by Xbrain. Email is an important tool to be productive and communicate with the world. But let's face it, most of us spend our day looking at the top 5 lines of our inbox to see who has replied to us. What's the solution? Take your email offline. Shut down the rest of the world, and that way you can concentrate on replying to those important emails, creating proposals to send to new clients, or just brainstorming on new people that you need to contact. After 2 hours, let the floodgates open and you can start reacting to other people's agenda for your time. That's today's Way Better Idea, brought to you by the folks at Xbrain. If you want to check out their Way Better protein powder, it's grass-fed, free range, and tasty as hell. You get 15% off with the code LondonReal. Click on the link below or go to xbrain.co.uk. Peace. Annie, welcome. It's a real pleasure having you here.
Well, thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. You know, your emails are coming to me all with PGP in front of them, and you're the only person that does that. And like, that was the first thing I noticed, and I showed Colin, and I was like, okay.
So I don't know anything about that.
Okay, well, maybe.
So PGP.
Okay, well, let's ask Annie.
Sure.
Tell us about why you send me emails on that PGP, and we'll just cover that quickly, and then I want to get more into your story.
Sure. Well, I'm surprised I'm the only person you've ever seen use it. Shame on everybody. They should be using it routinely now. It's the only way to protect yourself and ensure you have any sort of privacy against baddies like the NSA and GCHQ. So PGP stands for Pretty Good Protection. I use an open source form of it, which is actually GPG. And it's the one form of email protection that you can get and download for free, which most of the geeks seem to still trust as reliable against snooping from the NSA, GCHQ, and all the rest. So many of us now are beginning to use it in our circles. Actually, some of them have been using it for decades because it's very important. And we're just trying to spread the word about that. And it's not the easiest thing to install, but once you have it, it is impossible for them to crack. So I think I would encourage everyone to Google Open PGP. No, don't Google, use Start Page to protect your searches. But have a look, and you can download it for free from the internet. And the principle of it is that it's open source, which means all the source code is developed as a hobby by geeks, and they put it out there for free. And because it's all there to be read, the geeks can check what is actually in the source code. So every time the NSA tries to put some nasty little backdoor into it, they eradicate it. So, and of course, they're checking it a lot these days after the Edward Snowden story. So it's very, very safe.
Okay, so it's policed by kind of the own people. The people out there can kind of police the code and make sure there's no funny business.
That's the whole point about open source, yes, and that's why it remains safe. And it's also asymmetric, so you have a public key, which other people can download, and then you have your own encrypted personal private key. And it's only when those two mesh that you can get the protection.
When I see people with their PGP numbers and it's a public piece, and then I'm thinking, how can I send them an encoded message when they have given the code to the public? But you're saying there's another private piece, then those combined makes them able to read my message coded.
Absolutely. So you publish your public key, and you keep your private key just yourself. And then when someone downloads your public key, you can sign and get it all linked up somehow. I always sound like a bit of a fraud talking about this because I'm not actually a geek myself.
Right.
It's not the easiest thing to install at this stage. The open source community are trying to simplify it. However, there is this phenomenon, I don't know if you've heard of crypto parties globally.
No, you just told us about it. Tell us about them.
Well, these are amazing. They were started by a woman called Asher Wolf in Australia only last year. And this is where you get a bunch of geeks volunteering their services and holding a crypto party in their local city, and they say, anyone who's interested, bring your laptop and we will help you set up encryption. We will help you secure your laptop against snooping. So these have just exploded across the planet now. In every major city across the West, pretty much, you can find a crypto party at some point. So I'd advise anyone to go along if they're feeling a bit twitchy about trying to get secure themselves and getting it wrong. Then there are plenty of geeks from this open source community who will be very happy to help. In fact, there might well be another one coming up in London at the end of the month. So I'd advise everyone to go.
We should attend that and check it out for sale. This week on London Real, Bruce Perry of the BBC series Tribe.
I don't fancy my odds, really. I'm just going to visit these extraordinary people who really see the world in a different way and really trying to engage with them in a way that I've never done before. We see everything as disconnected, whereas a lot of the rest of the world sees us all as intrinsically connected, not only physically but also through our mental states. You know, I'm riddled with my own problems, my own insecurities, my own traumas, my own ego that's getting in the way, so I'm going through my own healing as I go.
Understand the lesson that it's trying to teach you.
On Sunday, London Real presents Bruce Perry, Quest.
When you try it, something really special happens, and magic comes back.